All right, so you want to know how to get into a state of flow when it comes to your nutrition, when it comes to your health, your well being. I want to first describe to you what it's like, a good analogy as to what it's like to be in a state of flow with your health, your nutrition, your well being. It's kind of like a unconditional love that you have for your child, your pet, your spouse or partner, or your business. It's something that you put work into effortlessly without expecting anything in return. The work and effort that you put in ends up coming back to you tenfold. So you put in the work, you put in the time, you put in the energy without expecting anything in return. And you feel that return on investment in so many different ways. That's what it's like to be in a state of flow with your nutrition and your health. You put energy and time into it because it's a part of you and you love it and you know that it comes back to you in so many ways. So you continue to invest your time and energy into it. Yet so many people are dealing and struggling with a toxic relationship around health because they try things and they don't get their return on investment. They're not getting what they expect back. Frustration, pain, limitation, doubt, all these things start to kind of set in, and it tarnishes the relationship with health, with nutrition. And so, what I want to do is create some clarity here and start to solidify your relationship with health and nutrition at a different level and create flow. Let's get you swimming with the stream or flowing with the stream as opposed to swimming against the current, because it's something that should energize you. Health truly does equal wealth when you time these things out right. So over the past 6 months, I've been really dialing in a distilled version of what I've been practicing for years. Holistic hormone optimization, all these things that I've intertwined over the years with lab testing, functional medicine doctors, supplement protocols to fix deficiencies, balance hormones nutritionally. They work very effectively, but they're complicated and it takes time and it takes lab testing and all this extra information. And I've been continuously finding ways to get it down to a simple, effective approach without losing any of the effectiveness of all those other things that I've done in the past. And so for the past 6 months, I've been really working with clients to remove the necessity for lab testing and supplementation and just getting down to the bare foundations and the things that truly change all the things that I just mentioned, from metabolism, hormones to energy, how you look, feel, and perform, your body weight, and all these things. How do we get to the root source and distill it down to the simplest thing without losing the effect or the effectiveness of it, which requires less work on the individual? They get more by doing less. And that's the evolution that we're all trying to strive for in any aspect of what we do. So, how do we get into the state of flow with nutrition and health? I want to break it down into the simplest form here without you getting glazed over with the science. But basically, what we're doing here and what I've found a way to do is to manipulate your genes, to work with your genetics. See, the human it's been solidified, 20,000 genes that make up your DNA. And hormones and all these other things affect it, as well as everything else around you. The information that you take in, the people you surround yourself with, the stress you impose upon yourself, the things that you think, the food that you eat, the pollutions that are around us, the toxins, all affect us negatively, positively, and indifferently. And it turns on and turns off those genes. And each of those 20,000 genes have health prone aspects to them and disease prone aspects to them. So just look at it as positive and negative. And how we think, how we live, and how we act turns on those positive genes and turns off those negative genes. And same thing goes with when we eat poor food or consistently are around toxic environments and things that stress us out over time, and we're not taking in the right type of food or information that causes the genes to turn on the negative attributes. And this causes low energy, hormone imbalance, gut issues, weight gain, all the bad things that we don't want, aging, right? But when we can start to turn on and activate the positive genes by doing little things that create big results, now we're starting to change the genetic code of the individual. And this is how you look, feel, and perform younger, feel better, look better, and are literally lighter in every aspect, right? So what I've done is found that the bookends of the days, breakfast and dinner, have an effect on your genes that set an internal timer in your body to affect all the genes throughout the entire day. See, some genes are activated at certain times of the day. Excuse me. Some genes get activated right away first thing in the morning, and some genes get activated at night, and vice versa, and all in between. These 20,000 genes aren't happening all at once. Positive and negatives aren't flashing all the time, every time. So, one way that we activate genes is by the food that we eat, when we eat it as well. So it's key when and what you eat will set a genetic domino effect across the board throughout the day and throughout the night that activates and deactivates all these 20,000 genes in some way, shape, or form. So if you can time out your bookends of the day and just focus on breakfast and dinner, eating the right things at the right time, that is going to set up an internal timer within your genetic code, within your DNA, to set all these other 20,000 genes throughout the day and night to optimize your sleep, to optimize your energy, to optimize your ability to burn fat, to increase your energy so that you can get into a state of flow and you can put more energy and effort into your health because you're getting more in return. You're actually getting results from the effort that you're putting in without putting in so much effort, without dragging your feet or acting like you have, 20,000 pounds on your back just to carry yourself through the day. So we want to get to a point where we can just automate this. And so what you eat first thing in the morning and what you eat at night or for dinner and when you eat dinner is going to impact that internal timer. So when you get the bookends of the day, everything else gets taken care of in between, outside and in between. Doesn't mean that you're just going to eat 2 meals a day, but what it does mean is that it's going to regulate your appetite in such a way so that you don't eat the wrong things in between those days, in between those times. It means that you're going to regulate your appetite and your energy and your hormones in a way that's going to optimize fat loss and maintain muscle mass, which is very important for the long run and to prevent yo-yo dieting and from people reversing the results that they get from dieting. So, all that being said, your breakfast and your dinner are the two most important meals in terms of what you eat and when you eat, for the very reason that I just said. It's going to activate those genes, those 20,000 genes, in different ways. And so this is going to really just help automate the whole entire process without being over repetitive here. And I want to give you one of those tools right here, right now. And if you want to find out more information, we can talk afterwards. Let me know, and we can set up a time to talk about getting into a more personalized plan and getting more detail and substance around how to really personalize this and get the most activation that we can, get the most gene activation possible. But what I want you to do for breakfast to start this whole mechanism off is I want you to, this is going to be multifactorial here, but what I want you to do is first thing when you get up is to prioritize your breakfast. So within the first half hour, you should be getting water. First thing to activate the brain and the nervous system and your digestive system and your immune system. Get 16 to 24 ounces of water in first thing in the morning. Then after that, you're within that next half hour, you're going to be getting food. So it's going to be 30 to 50 grams of protein. Or for women, it may be 20 to 30 to 40 grams of protein. But you want to get upwards of that 30 grams of protein to give your body everything it needs for the brain, for the gut, and the immune system. And then also to start the mechanisms in place genetically for all the other things that I just mentioned. It's going to set a cascade of benefits down the line that are going to help you manage blood sugar more effectively, manage your appetite more effectively, and manage your ability to utilize fat as energy effectively. There's a lot of science that goes into it. I'm not going to bog it down right now. Just understand that it affects your metabolism, your hormones in a way that's going to help you get results faster. Some of the results that I've gotten over this past 6 months with guys is dropping 50 pounds in 3 months, 30 pounds in 2 months. We just had a guy drop 24 pounds in 3 weeks, right? So the results are rapid and they're feeling good. They're looking good. They're sleeping, their energy and their drive is all improving. But these are the foundations that we can then utilize other methodologies and other things to activate and enhance the results even further. But this is really the first step in getting the foundations of things down. So, all that being said, if you're interested in finding out more information, I gave you the tools and tactics for the first meal. Very simple, very straightforward. Just focus on that protein. Get that protein within the first hour of waking up. Get that water in as well. Then we're going to set the cascade for all the things in between, and dinner time is the other very important meal. And that is where it gets really personal. What you eat and when you eat at dinner is a lot more different than what you're taking in at breakfast. Breakfast is very general. You wake up in the morning, first thing within the first hour, you should be getting that 30 to 50 grams of protein or 20 to 40 grams of protein for a woman, first thing in the morning, along with that water about a half hour before that meal. So you want to really make sure you get water in first, then get your protein in so that you can digest it properly. And then you'll carry on throughout the day. You got the game plan for breakfast. Now, the other aspect of things where it's got to get personalized is dinner. This is where we need to really consider your lifestyle, your goals, your location. A lot of different factors go into dinner that don't go into as much with breakfast. Breakfast is about when you wake up, that first hour, this is what you got to do. Dinner time, there's a lot more variance and time in between that we really got to consider, and also what's going on after dinner. So that being said, dinner is much more personalized. If you want to dial this in completely, go ahead and reach out to me. We can set up a time to talk. That's what my Metabolic Mastery program is all about. It's about connecting the dots between these two things to make sure that you're taking care of the whole. And so that you get those 20,000 genes all activated and switched on and switched off and in the right ways and in the right times to ultimately optimize your health, your well-being, and get you into a state of flow with all of those, including your nutrition and ultimately life. So if you want to get more personalized into this and optimize that dinner time, then go ahead and reach out to me, let me know, and also put that breakfast in effect as soon as possible, and you'll be right on track to where you want to go. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.